First, as always, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. I want to say Shalom to the elect of the nation Israel, who we endure all things for. Shalom to all the Akim, Wa Aquathim, who believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai unto the bitter end. I say yet again, Shalom. So what I'm going to be talking about is moving wisely. And the reason why I'm speaking about this is because just earlier at the plantation, I was speaking with one of my coworkers and his experiences at the job and how he had to maneuver through certain things. And one of those things was dealing with certain people. And as well, you know, him being a Judite and us being Israelites. Now, of course, he's not familiar with me being an Israelite, me being within the circumcision, me maneuvering wisely, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. He's not familiar with me and anything that I have to do with being in the ministry. But we were just talking about how you got to be wise, you got to be careful, especially knowing that people got it out for us, especially the nation of Israel. And shalom to brother Karatazak, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Brakatah, brother. Shalom, man. So what was talked about between me and him was basically there was a woman that he was familiar with in this residential building, and what had happened was all he did was simply compliment her perfume, and because of that, like, he thought it was something that was harmless, it was not a big deal, it was just a simple compliment to him. Now, of course, weeks go by, and then he gets a call from a manager, and the manager tells him, well, he was under the impression that he was going to do a double. He was just going to do more additional hours for work. And that's what he thought was going to happen. So as he was talking, in Shalom to Yuan Bakar, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Brakatah, brother. Shalom, man. So as he was speaking to my manager, and he thought, oh, I'm going to get hours, but it went completely left in terms of that was not going to be the actual case. The point was the fact that he was complimenting a woman, and because he complimented her, she felt like she was startled. She felt startled. And this is an Edomite woman at that. She really reported this Judite brother because he complimented her. All he said was, oh, you have a very good smelling perfume. And she had a problem with that. She actually went out of her way. Think about it. She went out of her own way to type an email to management and not say one-on-one directly, oh, I didn't like what you said. She went out of her way to go to the higher tops to complain about the fact that he complimented her. She didn't like that. It's these little things that can actually tally up, especially in the workplace or all throughout your daily life, that can actually wreck you in some form of fashion. And it's like, of course we think it's harmless, it's not a big deal, but to these demonic ass people, oh, that's a problem. Oh, you complimented me? Oh, no, I'm gonna go to management. And why did she do that? Because she wanted to get him fired. Think about it. Why would you want to report someone over something very minuscule, something that's not that serious? Because your intent is to get that person fired. And that's exactly what her intent was. And the Wadi Halba Shimei Shai, him being a hard worker, that didn't happen. And as soon as I looked at the screen and said 144, the Wadi Halba Shimei Shai, we get this Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26 from Brother Kratazak. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. And I actually really believe that the Lord put him in my life to let me know that, because I'm gonna be honest, all throughout my job situations, there's always been, not always, but there's been situations where I could have been more wise, and I've always moved wisely, but I'm saying there's been times where I can obviously have been more wise and with more discretion, but this solidified just be wise and stay detached from these people, man. Especially a woman. Especially a woman at the workplace. Stay away from them, bro. You know why I say that? Because I have a lot of experience with that. They're not good. Just focus on your job, focus on what you're doing, because they're gonna no good coming out of that. If your goal, if you think that you're gonna get some form of pussy because a woman puts on a silver platter at your job place or wherever, especially your job place, the sole purpose of this video is at your job place. Don't even do it unless you have a guarantee that you have another job, of course, and you're gonna be leaving this current job that you're at. But just like the scripture says, her heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. She's looking to trap you up. And that's why you got to move wisely. And not only that, she went out of her way after reporting him, smiling at him, acting like, oh, she didn't report him at all. And mind you, this is an Edomite woman. Once again, they're devilish. They're very deceptive, manipulative, liars. And that's exactly what she did. She wanted to act like she had nothing bad towards my coworker. And the whole time she reported him. And even what's funny enough, the managers themselves was like, first of all, that's nothing to be talked about. That should be nothing even reported. It's just a little compliment. But stuff like that, it can get tallied up and then you can get fired. And that's why we should be moving with discretion, with wisdom, because anything can happen. King David moved wisely. Let's get that actually. What did King David do when he was caught by the Philistines? It's not going to be too long. It was just in my spirit to want to talk about it. Because generally speaking, when I finish my job, I go straight either to the gym or I go home. But something in my spirit wanted me to stay to talk to this brother. And shalom to Malak La'ab, Yahweh Shemiel Shai Brakatah, brother. Shalom, man. It was in my spirit to want to stay. And I'm glad I stayed because the Lord gave me a clear message. Continue to move wisely because people have become more demonic nowadays. And they're going to look for any excuse, especially at the job place, to get you fired. Khan, he played stupid. Exactly. And I'm going to get it right here. 1 Samuel chapter 21. Look at King David. And verse 12. And David laid up these words in his heart and was sore afraid of Achish, the king of Gath. And he changed his behavior before them and feigned himself mad in their hands and scrabbled on the doors of the gate and let his spittle fall down upon his beard. You see? King David knew quickly and ahead of time by moving wisely. He just allow himself to look like as if he was crazy, as if he was somebody that was a psycho, a degenerate, an insane person. King David himself. That's a very wise decision, and we should all look to this as an example to be moving wisely. Let's keep reading. Then said Achish unto his servants, Lo, ye see the man that is mad, wherefore then have ye brought him to me? And the king is like, who is this? Why did you soldiers bring him to me? I don't want him among me. And that was King David. He moved very wisely. Have I need of mad men that ye have brought this fellow to play the madman in my presence? Shall this fellow come into my house? And the king was saying, like, you really gonna bring this guy here? King David, what's wrong with you guys? And they let him go. King David was a perfect example of why you should move wisely, especially in this life, when people are more demonic, people have way more spirits. We don't even know what kind of spirits these people got out here, looking for any excuse to do damage on you, because really, truly, they know who we are, and they're gonna look for any excuse to fuck with us. Us at being within the circumcision. And shalom to Zaquan Yahweh Kolanap, Yahweh Shemiel Shai Brakatah, brother. Shalom, man. Again, he played stupid. He didn't just allow himself to get slaughtered by the king of Gath at the time. And that's exactly what I'm going to get to. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 11. Discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee. When you have discretion, when you know exactly what's going on in a current situation or in an environment or any social setting, and you have in the back of your mind what you read the situation, that's you knowing how to be preserved from whatever's to come. That's if something's going to happen. You're thinking, you're analyzing the situation. Because also in the scriptures it talks about being circumspect. You can't be like these average Babylonians, just walking, gadding abroad as if nothing bad is going to happen to them. When they do get judged, it's because usually they're not circumspect. You know, getting hit by a bus. And we understand that that's the Lord at the end of the day. But generally speaking, you got to be on the lookout. And don't be like a chicken with their heads cut off. Let me get it. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 'This shouldn't be too long, but we'll see where the Spirit leads me. Exodus chapter 23 and verse 13. And in all things I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. Be circumspect. Watch your surroundings. 360. Like if you're going somewhere or anywhere, you should be watching your surroundings. Watch your back, watch your left, watch your right. Now, of course, we pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that he protects us and that nothing bad happens to us, but you still have to remain wisely. You have to remain with discretion, because there's so many spirits, there's a lot of demonic entities and a lot of these people's vessels, and they're ready to cause havoc. Just like at the altar the other day, I saw some guy with his eyes wide open like this. I'm like, this guy got mad demons on him. I'm like, okay, you see, all across Babylon the Great, you're gonna see people really. They don't even have to look like that, but that's just an example. We don't know what's going on in these people's heads. We don't know what kind of spirits they're dealing with in their minds. So it's best to make sure that we are moving as wise as we can in the land of our captivity. Because again, we're still in this sicko-ass place filled with some idolatrous-ass people with demonic entities all across their heads. And they just love it. And they can't see anything else besides those things that are infested in their spirits. And let me get this in the book of Proverbs chapter 2, verses 11 through 12 in the NLT. Wise choices will watch over you. Understanding will keep you safe. You're going to be safe, especially knowing you have the Lord by your side. Now, of course, the Lord may chastise you here and there, but generally speaking, the fact that you're moving wisely, the fact that you're understanding of what's going on throughout your course of your day-to-day activities, you got nothing to worry about. The average peon in Babylon, they have a lot to worry about. Verse 12, wisdom will save you from evil people, from those whose words are twisted. And you know what's funny about that? The situation I just talked about with my coworker, the same woman, the same exact woman, she started giving me an attitude. And I'm like, I did nothing to her. I've never really even talked to her. Like, I've said my highs and byes, but outside of that, I've never said anything to like make her feel some type of way towards me. But yet again, it's best to just be wise, and the wise decision from here on out, and even when I first started this job, is just to leave people alone. Just leave them alone and just focus on your job, because again, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is not dwelling in a lot of these people's vessels. They are far gone. We don't know what they believe in. We don't know what philosophical beliefs they got in mind. So just focus on you, stay circumspect, be wise, be full of discretion. Because, man, it's getting more wicked and evil, and people are just on the brink of destruction, mentally, spiritually. Ready to, who knows what they're going to do to anybody. Again, let me read that, because it's pretty powerful. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 12 in the NLT, wisdom will save you from evil people, from those whose words are twisted. And it's not even, and the whole situation was not even that serious. First of all, it wasn't even serious to begin with. It was just a compliment. But then again, listen, there's wicked people on this earth as we speak looking to devour us. And Shaitan is going to use their vessels to try and fuck with us at the same time. So you brothers and you few sisters that believe in Yahweh Shemiah Shai, make sure y'all focused, laser-like focused on this work and serving our God, because this captivity cannot just go on any longer. With all these evil people and people just not believing in our God, they have to get destroyed. We can't stay in this captivity with all these demonic entities. It's disgusting, and man, it's just bad out here, bro. Proverbs, you know what? Let me see if there's anything else I had. Salakia. Oh, let me say this too. Not only did this woman do this very unnecessary thing towards my coworker, it's the fact that my coworker also was angry. He was ready to, ever since he heard that my manager said that he was literally reported because she had said that she was startled over the fact that he complimented her perfume. He was angry. He was so mad. He didn't want to talk to nobody. This is Judah, brother. And you know Judah, man. He was pissed. He didn't want to talk to nobody. He had that frown on his face the whole day. He wanted to punch the computer screens. And this is the perfect precept about it. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 11. Because he was using discretion at that time too. The discretion of a man birth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. That's exactly what he did. He was angry. He didn't do anything that was going to cause him havoc. And I know that he's doing right now is just avoiding this woman completely, using his discretion, using his wisdom of the situation, staying detached from certain people and all their bullshit. Because again, we're dealing with demonic people looking for any reason to cast you down, to make you lose your job, to make you lose some form of payments or whatever. That's the type of society we're in. And it's not going to get any better for these people. It's only going to get worse over time. So we better make sure that we're wired tight. Just like the Apostle Rakos be saying. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, and the days are getting more evil. People's hearts are getting colder. The people's hearts towards each other, we can see on a day-to-day basis, and I see it every day, especially being in the heart of Babylon. When I was in Dominican Republic, man, everybody was just happy. Everybody was just like very, very camaraderie. There was a lot of respect. Here in Babylon, people are just so individualistic. Everybody's just focused on their phones. Everyone's just, trying to step over the next man, next woman. This is Babylon. This is the society we're in. And it's only going to get colder. And people are losing respect for each other day by day. Now, it may sound like I'm exaggerating, but that's not true. I saw the 360 shift in the people's attitudes when I went from Dominican Republic to Babylon the Great. Easily. It was so fast. I was like, damn, we really in hell. And Yahweh Shemiah Shai is justified in destroying Babylon the Great just for that alone. Like it says in the book of Proverbs, Salakia, not the book of Proverbs, Matthew chapter 24 and I believe verse 12. Let's see something. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 1 through 4. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. And we get all of this through the laws, statutes, and commandments. Because believe it or not, a lot of the Proverbs, a lot of the book, the very wise sayings in Sirach, they actually go back to the law, just like being circumspect. Being circumspect actually goes back to one of the laws. You have to actually be understanding of what's going on throughout your environment. And shalom to New Jerusalem, 144 DA, Yahweh Shemiah Shai Brakatah, brother. Shalom, man. Again, wisely. Watch your steps. Now, am I saying being cowardice, be scared to make a move? I'm not saying that at all. You should be bold as a lion. Knowing Yahweh Shemiah Shai is walking with you, if you truly believe that, you got nothing to worry about. But we want to make sure that we're moving wisely as we're moving boldly at the same time. Because when I know Yahweh Shemiah Shai is working with me, I'm not scared of nothing, man. But I understand not to tempt the Lord, but to watch my steps so that I don't do anything that can stop me from, continuing the ministry, supporting my daily bread, my daily needs. Because this evil captivity, it has to come to an end, and the only way that's going to happen is if we continue to maintain our works and our faith by bringing down Babylon the Great spiritually, as we bring out the words of Yahweh Shemiah Shai into the highways and hedges and the chief places of concourse, and seal the elect, because we can't stay here any longer, man. And that's all I really got to say through the Spirit. Let me see if I have anything else in mind. See if there's any other scriptures that I have in mind. Yeah, and look at King David. Hey, you see how the Lord works? I don't want to quench the Spirit. I see you brothers got some precepts real quick. The book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that's going to happen to the nation of Israel. Only for the nation of Israel, starting with those who are supposed to be saved within the nation, because we know that the rest of our nation, they're a bunch of reprobates, they're backwards, they have no understanding towards who their God is. So Adonai Zach, we be those men and few women who get saved from the said perils that's going to come upon this earth. Sirach chapter 9 verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that hath the power to kill. And not only is it just about physically killing you, but also the fact that they can remove your daily bread, because that's another form of murdering somebody. Let me get it. I know it's in the book of Sirach. Let me get it real quick. I know it's in there. Taking away someone's daily bread, their check, their money, that's a form of murder. Yup, Sirach, the Wadi Halba Shemiah Shai, chapter 34. Verse 21, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. Exactly. You take away our daily bread, the way we are able to sustain ourselves in this captivity, you basically trying to kill us. You're trying to put us down. And that's why we move wisely. And that's why I feel like this brother, I know for a fact he was placed there to let me know, Mayaka Allah, move wisely no matter what. Stay away from people and just focus on your job, because again, there's so many demonic people that are looking for any reason to slay you, to really bring you down and to stop you from serving Yahweh Shemiah Shai. I thought about it, and then I also thought about what Daniel Allah said. You can't expect yourself from other people. You can't expect your own. Like, for example, you can say something that may be offensive to one person, but it's not offensive to another person. And that's just one form of not expecting yourself from other people. It's best to just refrain from all that, especially at the workplace where you get your daily bread, and just do what you got to do so that you can continue to bring down Babylon the Great and this whole entire evil world through Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Because we just got to get in and get out. Now, of course, today that was not the case, but it was highly spiritual that I stood there to speak with the co-worker. And I know that was the Lord at the end of the day too. Stay there and listen, because you don't want to get yourself in any kind of predicament like that. Verse 22, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. That's plain and understandable. You take away someone's money, you're basically causing them to be put to death. Basically. Again, Sirach chapter 9, verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and where snares are everywhere, bro. Snares are literally placed just for us, for the elect as well. But the elect are not going to be deceived from all these devices, because we're not ignorant of his devices, Shaitan specifically. And that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city, and we in a very polluted city, a very disgusting, grotesque city that's completely against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we are that beacon of light towards these demonic entities. When you go out in the highways and hedges, our very presence alone is enough to stir up these people. So move wisely. And that's all I really got to say through the Spirit. Karatazak, one more. When I said it, I had a feeling that someone was going to pull up a precept. And Thawadi Halbashim Yahushai. Psalms 23 and 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Exactly. Thy rod and thy staff, the word of the Lord, that comforts us. And it really does comfort. Like, there's these average ass Christians and these other average ass Catholics, they read the scriptures and they don't really like understand it because they don't have the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh residing in them. But it's residing with those who are actually in the household of faith, that truly believe in our God, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And that's all I got to say once again through the Spirit. The Wadi Al-Bashim Yahushai for the precepts from you brothers. Say, Kol Halayim, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I want to say yet again, Shalom to the elect of the nation Israel, who we endure all things for. And Shalom, and Kwam Yashral as always. Shalom. Ayan Dabar, brother. Ayan Dabar.